Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hello, everyone. It's so nice that we have GGC Indonesia's theme night tonight. And my name is Anne. I'm the host tonight. And first, I would like to invite Uniform Project Manager of GBMA for the opening introduction and speech. No speech. Okay, let's welcome Uniform.
Okay, thank you, Anna. My name is Uniform, and I'm so happy to see everyone come here today. I know many students this week you are the final exam, right? So everyone finish your exam? Yeah, finally, right? yeah. Okay, I wonder who is the first time you joined the GGC event? Who is the first time? Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. So do you know why today you come here? To know Indonesia culture. I'm sorry we don't provide a dinner. But later we provide a drink. Okay, so later in the middle we break time, you can have a drink later. And we also, our ambassador, Indonesia ambassador, he find a sponsor for Indonesia food. Okay, so later everyone can try to test the delicious Indonesian food. Okay, my name is Uniform, and take over this project. But at the beginning, before beginning, I want to introduce GBMA General Secretary General Rick to have a short talk to everyone. Please give a big hand.
Good evening. On behalf of the GBMA, welcome all your attendance, and especially the distinguished speaker. They're going to give you some of the tip about the topic. So hope you have a good night to better understand about Indonesia and have a good evening. I know many of you just finished your final exam, and it's just beginning, not just TGI Friday, but also it's starting about the summer vacation, right? So our association, later on, Uniform going to introduce to you, the GGC is stand for the Global Young Leader like you, for global market, for CSR. So we want our corporate to use their after-tax for certain amount or certain percentage to sponsor many of the society problem we focus or we identify as a social problem. So can use after tax for certain percentage of certain amount to sponsor or solve the problem. As you from different country, you might have your own problem in your society. Then you can use what you learned today or here in Taiwan from school or from the society or from our sponsor corporate. They have their CSR activity and events also. So our society is a non-profit association to help the international student like you from Asian and India places. So hopefully you can better understand, you can click on the website. And today, for those who are just raise your hand today, you are first time to join our GGC event. You can better understand about what our association doing and what we are trying to do. Then after that, you can become our GGC member. Just easy to send your resume to become our candidate of the student. In the future, our sponsor corporate can choose from those reservoir and database, and you will have more opportunity to become the next future leader very soon. So hopefully you have a good evening, and use your big hand and give those speaker a big hand and give yourself a big hand. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Okay, so before our event started, I think I want to introduce why I invite everyone come here today. We are not just the host the party. I want to tell the story to everyone So that's why I will introduce our GGC project. Okay, and uniform. And its project we call GGC is because we call Global Young Leader for Global Market and CSR. So everyone knows CSR, right? Okay, I tell you the answer because I want to tie to speaker, so I hurry up. Okay, CSR is a corporate social responsibility. So this project, we're thinking we want to help the Taiwan's company to go into the global market. I think the most important thing, the always key is talent. So we're thinking maybe we can persuade the company they can stand by the CSR concept to help more young students to global market. And this young student is not just for Taiwan's student. You need to, I think now we are globalized. So everyone, if you have business, you want to extend to the global market, I think always you need a partner for global talent, right? So we started this idea since last year. I think it's April. So now it's just 1 year. Okay. So why? But first part, we choose the ASEAN and Indian market. Why? Because first one, very close to Taiwan, and second, I think high growth of ASEAN Indian market, and we have many Taiwan company that have business there, and also many ASEAN Indian friends they can speak Chinese. So I think combine all reason, I thinking we first part we choose ASEAN and Indian market. Okay. So what's for you? What's for you? I will tell you the first one is an intern and full-time job opportunity. So during this year, we help some students to go into the big company, our partner, to have an intern. And some of friends, they already get a full-time job. So I think it's a very good start. We tell this story that let international students in Taiwan can maybe have more opportunity to get a job. And also, we hope the Taiwan student can more interesting in this market, ASEAN Indian market, not just for American, not just for Europe. I think the ASEAN Indian market is also very important too. And we have a training course and like social networking, like today. I think today you come here, you just for listen someone speak. I hope everyone after event, you can know your new friend from Indonesia, from speaker, and a Taiwan student, and me, right? Everyone you can connect. And also, we have a recommendation list. Because now it's already finished because summer internship is already started, but soon started. So, but we also, this project is a long-term project. So next, if you don't get the summer internship now, you can join GGC, and then maybe you can have chance to get the 2017 winter internship, right? And now we have another project is, if you're interested, have a business in Taiwan, we will help you. So now we are speed out to organize all the resources. We want to help the international student have a business in Taiwan. We give you support, okay? And we started to tell our story to every company. So we started to a presentation, our idea, and say, oh, maybe you can stand by the branding and the talent and the support us. We don't want to become the headhunter center. We are not a headhunter center. We want, if you want to join us, it's because you are very interested in the focus, the talent and the branding, your company branding, and you join us, not just for, okay, I join you, and you need to give me the talent. We are not do this. So like this, we have Yusan Bank and for CPA, and also we have like semiconductor, biotechnology, and the law firm, and the Leopard Mobile. Today, Leslie, you come? Okay, he's Alibaba software. I think you use Climber Master, Clean Master in your Android phone. Yeah, and like the chemical, and we also have biotechnology. They focus on the mask and healthy drink, and also II and the Cosmos Hotel. Okay, so how to join? Before I introduce, I want to show you some video. Can you click this? Yes. Mufid, can you hear me? Oh, you link the. Yes. No? Oh, it's okay. Okay, next time. Okay, you can go our website to know the video. We just finished. We just host the press conference last 2 weeks ago, and we invite the economy and educate the minister and the government officer to come. We tell this story to them. Next page. Okay, so we started this. So we have some media report there, and you see we host a campus event in every different university. And we host some, and we tell this story, and let everyone can submit your CV. Okay, so we just finished. And after this campus event, and everyone submit your CV, I think everyone, you take a paper, right? You just follow the 6 steps. You can submit your CV. And then your CV, we will deliver to our partner directly, let you to choose you. Okay, it's like this. Everyone have this, right? So I think we also have a recommendation list. So I think it's very important. Okay, we have a GGC ambassador project. Welcome to join next year. And you know, we today the Indonesia night. Everyone need to thank you, our Indonesia ambassador. You see our ambassador there. We have a regular meeting together. We all come from a different country, and then we talk about what we do and what we next step. Maybe we can do something together, and then we can help the government do something. We can help the Taiwan's company do something. So since 2 months ago, we started to host the Sing Night. I want we host the different country Sing Night, that everyone can know each country more clearly. Something like so. Everyone have this paper, right? So after today, welcome to the September. We have a Tyrants Night. The same is in the last week of the month, Friday night. Every month, last week Friday night, we host the party. Okay, so you remember in this month and the final. Last week, maybe you're thinking, oh, maybe GGC hosts the event, right? And then you join our Facebook. Okay, so I really want to say thank you. Mufid, stand up. Yeah, thank you. It's our Indonesia ambassador, and today he helped a lot to spend a lot of time to invite the speaker, to invite everyone, and try to find a sponsor for food, try to sponsor for dance, everything. Let be a volunteer. So I think it's very, very good. Please give a big hand again. Thanks, Mufid. Okay. Okay. So if you want to be a GGC ambassador, welcome next year. Okay. Okay. Contact us. Okay, thank you everyone, thank you. Okay, and now I want to thank you our partner. Yeah, I want to thank you our partner. We cooperate with some student association. In the beginning, I want to thank you CLBC. Everyone need to know. Give a big hand. Please give a big hand. Today, this place we call CLBC is the most biggest co-working space in Taiwan. They help many, you can see have many office. They help the young people can use very cheaper rent. You can have office there. And you can hear to know the different company. And you can use the meeting room and know each other in a good location. So they are focused on this. So thank you, CLBC, again. And otherwise, I want to thank you, the NCCU ISEC. It's a Zhengda ISEC. They help us a lot to promote, help us to tell story to NCCU, to tell to their friend, the young student, to tell that, yeah, maybe a Taiwanese student, maybe you can have more interesting and the more you can interesting to ASEAN Indians market. So I want to introduce Susan. Come on, please give a big hand.
Good evening, everyone.
Hands to shape the world, but the challenges faced today are more complex.
Okay, so I study in AIESEC NCCU, and it's also our honor to cooperate with GGC and Uniform. Okay, so many people will ask what is AIESEC, what AIESEC do. So first, let's look at the video.
To shape the world, but the challenges faced today are more complex than ever before. And yet everywhere, education systems are leaving young people unprepared to deal with the pace of economic, social and technological change. The world is defined by the people who live in it, so we believe the solution is to develop responsible and entrepreneurial young leaders today who will choose how the world will be led tomorrow. Unlike anyone else, we do this by providing practical leadership experiences to tens of thousands of young people all over the world. Since 1948, we've created challenging environments where young people can connect to the world, have the confidence to learn and have the freedom to fail, where they can discover what really matters to them and realize their potential for the future. We give young people a chance to see the world, because if you see it, then you can start to understand it. And if you understand it, then you can start to change it. That's why we've committed to provide life-changing leadership experiences to 1 million young people in the next 3 years. Because when we add all those leadership stories together, we'll see a truly remarkable impact on the world. History has shown us what just one great leader can do. So imagine what 1 million great leaders could do. This is why we do what we do. But it's your world too. So how will you shape it?
Okay. So AIESEC is an international student organization, and we also provide leadership experience for many students in the college. So there are many AIESEC in every student, in every university. And also we also provide internship program and volunteer program all over the world. So if you are interested in it, we can talk later. Between the break. Okay, thank you, and have a good evening.
Okay, thank you, AIESEC and GGC. And here comes our keynote speech. And the topic is current economics investment environment in Indonesia. And our speaker is Faiza from Indonesian Economic and Trade Office to Taipei, head of investment section. But Faiza is very busy and he's in a tight schedule, so his senior assistant will have a greeting to us. Let's welcome Mr. Yanur.
Gimana nih? Oke. Tutorial? Oh. Coba. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, good evening to all of you. It's an honor for me to be standing here with all of students. I feel a lot younger now. I have 31 slides. If I talk 1 minute, each slide should be 31 minutes. But I'm not going to talk that long. 31 slides, but maybe I have time 10 minutes. I will try to comply with this 10 minutes. I'm going to talk about update of investment performance and climate in Indonesia. First, our Indonesian economy is stable and remains strong. Our GDP is growing 4.8% last year. This is the third highest in the G20 countries, supported by a solid GDP growth, supported by household economic consumption, investment, and government spending. And our economy is transforming from commodity-based economy to manufacturing and service sectors, which is growth rapidly in the last quarters. Isn't it hard for you to grasp the substance? Oops. Why? Oh. Okay. Okay. And also the global perceptions about Indonesia is improving. It is showed by the global competitiveness by the World Economic Forum, also World Governance Indicators, ease of doing business, and also corruption perception index. It's growing not dramatically, but slowly but sure. Okay. And Indonesia still remains as the global investment destinations. Based on the economies, we are the third top investment destination in Asia. And according to the JBIC, Japan Bank for Investment Corporations, we are the second preferable countries for investment after India. Last year, the total investment is growth 18%, reaching 43.6 US dollars. It's not included in financial sectors and oil and gas. It's not included. So if we included mining and gas and finance, it will be more. And about the developing Indonesia, we set as kind of economic growth with the big scale of infrastructures. We have a lot of infrastructure, the biggest in our history. Once we have a 35 gigawatt power generations, new power electric generations until 2019. 150 new seaports were built in 2015. And marine tolls, it's kind of scheduled ship freight is on operation right now. 19 new seaports have been built since 2015. 620 miles of new toll roads to be finished by 2019. And also more than 29,000 miles of existing road rehabilitations. And more than 1,000 miles of interurban railways, and also 160 miles of railway developed since 2015. 680 miles of urban railways, trams, and 2 airport railways is under construction. 49 new dams will be built by 2019 to support the farms, 1 million hectares irrigation system expansions. This all infrastructure is needed because we are growing. We need more electricity, we need more airports, we need more seaports to support our growing economy. If it's not built yet, then the growth is gonna stuck. The infrastructure cannot support the growth. That's why the fundamental of the economy is the infrastructures. So that's why the government set a very high target and really make sure that the target is ongoing process. And our president really keen and really check this progress almost every month. And not only the infrastructure that we are gonna build, about the policy, we have a lot of reforms. Last month, our president issued the negative list. Not all of the investment sector is open to the foreign companies. Last year, we revised this negative list, which is more open. We revised these regulations based on two principles: openness and competitiveness. More business sectors is open to foreign investors, For example, in pharmacy, e-commerce, film industry, previously it's not allowed for the foreign investor, but now it's allowed, which is more open and more to get our country more competitive, and also to attract more FDI to come. And also since September last year, the president already issued 12 economy package, among others, projectable wage system. We make a formula. So every year, usually there's a strike from the labor to ask for more salary. So it's not good for the business environment. So it's gonna make, so we made the formula to become more predictable. So the companies can predict how much is the rise each year. And also we cut the fuel and electricity and gas for industry, acceleration of land licensing, and also we give tax incentive or tax reduction for labor-intensive industry. For example, for shoemakers, for example, from Taiwan, maybe you know Pouchan corporations, for labor, and textile and footwear industries. They have a lot of cut tax reductions. And also about the licensing, we cut many procedures, even though there's still a quite number. For example, 256 days, it's quite a long process. But if you compare to previous 900, it's kind of a breakthrough. We try to reduce and reduce more. Slowly but surely, we're gonna cut all of the licensing to become more easier and simpler. And there are major breakthrough in terms of investment. For example, one is about the one-stop service. So the investor doesn't have to go to many institutions to get the license. Just come to the Indonesia Investment Board, they can get all the license. So they don't have to go to many institutions. And also the second breakthrough is 3 hours licensing for the investors that invest more than $8 million or empowered around minimum 1,000 workers. So they can get 8 licenses that can create certainty to start a business, certainty to work, and certainty to import capital goods. So within 3 hours, they can get 8 licenses with the selected requirements. And also about the direct constructions. So after the investor get the license, if the investment located in the certain industrial park, they don't have to. They still have to make they have to arrange another license, which is a permit to build, land permit, location permit. If they are located in certain industrial park, they don't have to wait until get the license first. They can direct construct their factory, and then parallelly they can manage the needed license. So after get the license, they can still directly start to build the factory. And yeah, about the future, about the opportunities. Global FDI in ASEAN, as you can see, Indonesia is #1. This is based on the Financial Times. Major FDI going to ASEAN is going to Indonesia in ASEAN. Second is Vietnam, and third is Malaysia. Oops. Okay. So what are the sectors that we are going to promote? First is infrastructure, as I mentioned before, agriculture, in food estate, corn plantation, cattle, labor, and industry, in labor-intensive industry, import substitutions, export-oriented, and downstream industry of natural resources. And also maritime, and also tourism, as you can see the details here. And besides those kind of sectors, we are gonna develop some special economic zones. We have more incentives compared to other locations. The red one is existing special economic zones. The green one is planned, and the orange one, it's a strategic tourism areas that will be developed by the Ministry of Tourism to attract more tourists. How about in Taiwan's presence in Indonesia? In the last 5 years, Taiwan invests in Indonesia $1.6 billion. It's 93% investment growth during the last 5 years, but actually it's only 1.1% share of the total investment in Indonesia. as you can see here, this is the top 10 FDI in Indonesia. Taiwan is number 13. But this is actually not, I believe that it's not this is the figure because of, we count it as Taiwan if it's directly from Taiwan. Because a lot of Taiwan come from the third countries. For example, they invest from Mauritius, from British Virgin Island, or from Singapore. Then we count it as British Virgin Island investment or Singaporean investment. So a lot of Taiwanese companies, because of the diplomatic issues and international community, they using the third countries. So if we count all of Taiwanese investor, it's gonna maybe top 5, maybe top 5. And this is the Taiwan's top FDI sectors in the world and Indonesia. On this side, this is the major investment Taiwan all over the world. Okay, electronic components, semiconductor, chemicals, metals, and communications. But in Indonesia, the number 1 is paper, non-metallic mineral, rubber, plastic, and textile. Meaning that there is a lot of untapped potential from Taiwan that hasn't utilized yet by the Indonesia. So there is a lot of opportunity from Taiwan to invest in their major sectors to Indonesia. This is really untapped potential that we're gonna try to get this kind of opportunity. It's not easy, but yeah, we are working. Because this certain industries need some certain requirements that we are competing with other countries too. And about the Indonesian diasporas, there are 8 million numbers of Indonesia diaspora all over the world, in 44 countries, and the remittance of from this diaspora is 8 billion currently. Just for comparison, Philippines, which is only 3 million all over the world, the remittance is $25 million. So there is a potential for $60 billion from Indonesia. So the government is trying to grasp this opportunity to making regulations to invite them to invest more in Indonesia with the kind of more incentive for them, special treatment for the Indonesian diasporas. There are many Indonesian diasporas contribute to Indonesia, for example, creating job opportunities for investment, architectures, and also giving scholarship to the students. And maybe in Taiwan, there are a lot of migrant workers too, and there are also students too. So I hope that the students here in Indonesia not only become an ambassador for our country, but specifically not only for tourism, but also for the ambassador of the economy of Indonesia to explain to them by the Indonesian diasporas. Okay, thank you.
Terima kasih. Okay, here comes our group photo time. But we have a special session now. It's in Taiwan we speak in Chinese, right? In Indonesia we speak Bahasa, right? Yeah. So it's time for Bahasa. Welcome Mufid for how to say hello in Bahasa.
Thank you, Ann, for inviting me to the stage. I would like to invite all of Taiwanese friends here to learn about some words about Indonesia. One is ni hao. Yes, for the word ni hao, you can say apa kabar. Apa kabar. Apa kabar. Apa kabar. Yes, perfect. And another one is one an. Okay, you can say it like selamat malam. Selamat malam. Selamat malam. Perfect. Please give applause to you all of you.
Thank you, Mufid. Terima kasih. And you forgot terima kasih. So it's time for the group photo together. We welcome all of VIP, all the speakers onto the stage. We all have a group photo together. All the speakers, please come to the stage. Mufid, Iman, Hazi. and Professor Chen. Professor Chen. Professor Chen. We will have a photo together. And San Su from AIESEC, and uniform. And Mr. Yanuar, of course. And Mr. Tai, of course. Welcome to the stage. We'll have a group photo together. And please stand forward. And we will say Abakaba together, okay? 1, 2, 3. Abakaba. And thumbs up together. And we'll say Terima kasih. Terima kasih. 1, 2, 3. Terima kasih. Okay, and we have a special one that every speaker you just sit here, and we will have a photo with all the audience, please. And please, cameraman. And maybe, can you stand up? Can you stand up in the back? Can you stand up? And say hi to the camera. Begin here, okay? Can you stand up? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, okay, that's nice. Okay, we'll have a photo together. And say hi to the camera. 3, 2, 1, Abakaba. Thank you so much, thank you. Okay, and we just saw a very beautiful girl, right? She is ready for the performance. She is Ayla, and she wants to show us a dance performance. Let's welcome Miss Ayla. Here comes our video for Indonesia.
The Republic of Indonesia, Southeast Asia's largest economy and the world's largest archipelago, comprised of about 17,000 islands spanning over 5,000 kilometers along the equator between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Indonesia has been a hub of international trade since at least the 7th century, attracting traders and foreign powers with its abundant natural resources. Home to 243 million people speaking 583 languages and dialects, Indonesia is the world's 4th most populous country behind China, India, and the United States. It is the 3rd largest democracy and is home to the world's largest Muslim population. Once an underdeveloped agrarian economy and then one of the countries worst hit by the 1997 Asian financial crisis, Indonesia has recovered to become the world's 15th largest economy. Having weathered the recent global financial crisis better than its fellow G20 countries, Indonesia's economy has been growing at about 6% per annum in recent years, thanks in large part to a combination of domestic consumption, an emerging middle class and productivity improvements, the latter of which has accounted for more than 60% of the country's economic growth. Fueled by its young population, the strong consumption habits of its expanding consumer class, its rapid rate of urbanization, and its natural resource wealth, that boom is expected to continue, allowing Indonesia to pass countries including Germany and the United Kingdom to become the world's 7th largest economy by 2030. By then, its consumer class of 45 million will have added an extra 90 million people, creating a customer base larger than any other except China and India's, while its demographic ensure that 70% of country's population will remain of working age in the next 18 years. By 2050, Indonesia is tipped to be the world's 4th largest economy behind only India, China, and the US, with a GDP of $14 trillion by purchasing power parity. Its rate of growth throughout that period will be the 8th highest in the world, making Indonesia one of the planet's key growth generators. Today, the Indonesian economy boasts 55 million skilled workers, with the 53% of the population based in cities accounting for 74% of the country's GDP. The Japanese cities of Jakarta, the capital, and Surabaya, the 2nd largest city, stand as the country's economic powerhouses. But with urbanization increasing at a rate of 1.7% each year, other cities such as Medan and Pekanbaru in Sumatra, Bandung on Java, Pontianak and Balikpapan in Borneo, and Makassar in Sulawesi are becoming increasingly important players. More than 80% of the country's GDP will come from urban areas by 2030. Already property prices in the tourist mecca of Bali and Jakarta are undergoing some of the highest rates of growth internationally, ranked 4th and 5th on a list of the world's hottest property markets. Average prices rose about 15% on the previous year, placing them ahead of cities such as London, Moscow, and Beijing. The world's largest palm oil producer and tin exporter, Indonesia also produces gas, plywood, textiles, and rubber, exporting to key markets of Japan, Europe, the United States, Singapore, and China. Indonesia is on its way to becoming one of the world's most important economies. Invest today for a stake in its success. TMF Group, jangkauan global dengan pengetahuan lokal. Global reach, local knowledge.
Thank you for the video. And I like to share a little small story for you. Actually, it's my honor to be here as a host tonight because I was studying in NTUST several years ago, and I was the host of Indonesia Culture Exhibition in NTUST several years ago. And thanks GGC for inviting me, and I can meet all of my junior after several years. So now here comes my junior, Mufid, and GGC ambassador of Indonesia, and he will share with us creating a meeting point for Taiwanese and Indonesian students, and his topic is building bridges between communities. Let's welcome Mr. Mufid.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anne, for the introductions, how we met before. It's a really nice experience. Yeah, we want to bring everyone together today to know each other. That's why, the reason why we are here. And today, when GGC asked me to introduce about Indonesia, it's really difficult because talking about Indonesia is a really huge topic. It's a huge topic, and the country is really huge. We cannot talk every detail. But today, I would like to introduce you something that you can know at least a little bit about Indonesia. Maybe we can talk first from some products related to Indonesia. Do you know some products came from Indonesia? Can you mention one? Any one of you? Wow. So, okay, our product is not well known enough then. I'm so sad. Yeah, okay, we can start. Do you know that one of our main product is coffee? It is exported around the globe, and you drink it every day on one of the convenience store in Taiwan. What is that? Yes. Yeah, actually, this is one of our best coffee. And do you know that the most expensive coffee in the world? Have you know that? Yes. Yes, that is one of the very expensive coffee in the world. And that came from Indonesia. And how about the clothes? Do you know what kind of wardrobe or style fashion from Indonesia? Can you mention one? No? Okay, I will show you. Yes, yeah. This is batik. And one of the well-known people who always wear it every day, on every occasion, formal occasion is, you know, Nelson Mandela. Yes, Nelson Mandela, the hero from South Africa. He always wear batik almost on every occasion. And how about the animal? Can you mention one? One kind of animal from Indonesia? Yes, we have the real dragon. Yeah, in Chinese story we have a story about dragon. And actually, the real dragon still exists in the world. And that only live in one island in Indonesia. That is Komodo. Yeah. Yes. This kind of lizard, and it's really huge, maybe like 5 meters long. And it can eat buffalo by one time without biting it. It's really huge. And it's really dangerous. Yes, they run really fast. They can run faster than you. So be careful. And then the other one is, you know, orangutan. Yes, orangutan. Yeah, this is one of the extinction species in the world. And this species only live in one island, Borneo Islands, and it is in Indonesia. And the other one is, do you know where's the biggest temple in the world? Borobudur, yes. This is the biggest temple in the world, and this temple is located in Indonesia, in Java Islands. And how about the nature? Do you know Raja Ampat? Have you heard about that? This place is located in Papua, so you can come and see, and then you can dive below the sea. So you can see all underneath clearly because the water is really clear. You can see, you can take a look, we can see the underneath from the top. So the water is really clear. Yes, it's open for the tourists, of course. And yeah, another thing to know about Indonesia is to know and to get know about the people. And here in Taiwan, we have many Indonesians, so you can start to know each other. And then every year, we hold Indonesian culture exhibitions, mostly in Taiwan, in every campus, in every university that has an Indonesian student community. One of the biggest one is in NTUST. So you can, I'm inviting you to come to NTUST every year on March to see Indonesian culture. And Indonesian student there will really welcome you to explore Indonesia. So feel free to come. And then another thing is that I want to share for you today. There are about 230, yes, 70. Okay, now it's 70. Wow, it's increasing. Yeah. It's increasing really fast. Yeah, this is the total Indonesians who are living in Taiwan. This is one of the biggest community, international community in Taiwan. So, what can we do with this number? And this community, huge community, consists of migrant workers, businessmen, and also students. Yes, these three groups are the main groups inside this number. And actually, these three groups plays important role to connect between Indonesia and Taiwan, because, yeah, within these three groups, we can interact each other, and we really depends on them, people-to-people connection. Why? Because we don't have diplomatic relationship. So our relationship so far really depends on people-to-people interactions. So that's why this is very important for all of you to know that we really depend on these people-to-people interactions, so we can do something together. And then, yeah, we need to develop more meeting points between Taiwanese, between other international students or other foreigners, and also Indonesians here in Taiwan. And also we need to have more collaborations so we can do something. And then another interesting thing is there are about more than 3,000 Indonesian students here in Taiwan, thanks to the scholarship program that inviting more and more Indonesian students to come to Taiwan. And there's another challenge for this topic. So far, between Indonesia and Taiwan, the effort or the programs only top to down, only in academic exchange. So government, Taiwan government, and also university in Taiwan only invite Indonesian students to come and study. But after few years studying in Taiwan, there is no effort to keep them stay in Taiwan. They just go back to Indonesia, and they start their own career. So that's another challenge that we can develop from this part. Yeah, we need to develop bottom to top effort. How? Yeah, like we can do joint research because they are scholars. They learn some knowledge in the school, so we can do joint research after they graduate. And also we can start business expansion between Indonesia and Taiwan. Why? Because they already know about Taiwan culture. So it's really easy, much more easier for Taiwanese company to expand their business to Indonesia. Yeah, that's why we really welcome GBMA and GGC effort to connect between Taiwanese, other international students, and also Indonesian students. And we hope there will be more this kind of activities, more collaboration, more interactions between these big communities in Taiwan. And also another important thing that plays, really important in Indonesia, most of the population in Indonesia are Muslims. And we can say that somehow the religion really influence the way we interact each other and the way we do business. And also, that's why during this special month, this is a special month for Muslim around the globe, we are doing fasting for 1 month. So we don't eat during the, started from the sunrise until sunset. So maybe some of you already heard about that. But today we are going to invite one of the speakers to tell you about Islam and Muslim distributions and also halal prospects, because we are talking about something related to business. This is one of the things that we can connect to the business between this understanding and also business understandings. And then we will also talk about the Taiwan's niche in halal industry. If you are going to expand your business, especially in consumer goods, you need to know about this concept. That's why. And Mr. Hazik, one of the president of Indonesia International Muslim Association in NTUST, will explain more about this. A few minutes after now. And then that's why, that's why we invite all of the speakers from different backgrounds to talk about Indonesia from their point of view. And another one is the most important one. We have also a speaker from Taiwan, Professor Sai. Thank you so much for coming. He already learned about Indonesia from 1986. Can you imagine that? Wow. And he has different perspective. The way Taiwanese can see about the opportunity in Indonesia and how we can catch this opportunity and we can have something to do together to build and to help each other economy growth. Okay, so I would like to use the opportunity to say to you, welcome to our Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mufid. And many of us know that Indonesia as a potential market. So our second speech will be Indonesia Diaspora Network Reconnecting People. And it's from Iman. Let's welcome Iman.
Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so let me check first, right? Okay, it's working. I want to introduce myself. My name is Iman Adipurnama. Now, I'm chairman of Indonesian Diaspora Network in Taiwan, and currently still study in NTUST. And I will share a little thing about the reconnecting people and what it means for a diaspora. But before that, maybe you didn't. Do you know diaspora? The terms diaspora, the words. So actually, it's from Greek diaspora, or we say dispersion. It's as far as I know, it's like spreading the seeds to grow. So a long time ago, Greeks designed these terms to set the citizens, Greek citizens, to go to the colonized country. So ancient people, actually, they already have been thinking about how to expand their empire, their kingdom, to far places. So after that, in the last century, the word diaspora is referring to the people who came and settled in foreign countries. For example, because of war, or because of they want to make a better living for themselves, so they go outside. Yeah, it's and from dictionary it's also who live outside, simply who live outside. So I want to share you about why it's important, because with the numbers we have, the diaspora, why we choose to establish the network between the Indonesian diaspora, because some of them maybe they go outside Indonesia because of like problem. They have problem inside Indonesia, and they start to live outside, and they cannot go back to Indonesia. So they feel their hearts longing for their country. So but they want to contribute to Indonesia. So if you see these figures, it's like a lot of dots. But if you connect all the dots, something may happen. It may becoming a beautiful figure, or just a scratch, or anything you can imagine. But if we really utilize our potential, the number of diaspora around the world, I think Chinese diaspora is the largest diaspora, and this bird beautiful, right? So we can utilize our potential. So it is not just connecting people. We need to go beyond connecting. reconnecting people. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Indonesian Diaspora Network from the historical perspectives. So in the United States, there's a lot of Indonesian diaspora. Some of them they are working there, and they meet and they establish their communities. And by 2012, they invite all Indonesian diaspora around the world to go for this Congress, and they establish the Indonesian Diaspora Network. So it is already well established since 2012 until now as a global network around the globe. So we have in the structure we have we say a global. So we have the president of the Indonesian Diaspora Network for global, and we also have in each chapter in each nation. So for example, in Taiwan, nowadays it's me. I'm the chairman. And we have more than 40 chapters around the world. So it's a huge number. And annually, we have also Congress. Last time it's 2015, and the next one will be 2017, next year. And for Taiwan, we established ourselves in 2013. And it is established in Indonesian Economic and Trade Office. And there are more than 30 Indonesian communities. And for the profile, we have four profiles. So who is Indonesian diaspora? The first is they have a Indonesian passport. This is the first category. The second one, maybe they become a foreign citizen, but they are still Indonesian. And then the third, the children. If one of their parents is Indonesian, they become Indonesian diaspora. Like I think in the United States, there's also Indonesian diaspora in television or in a movie, and also in sports there are also several Indonesian diaspora in Europe. And the fourth category is for foreigner who love Indonesia. So maybe Professor Sai, maybe you can become Indonesian diaspora in this category. Yeah. Yeah. And also we have task force. It is for specific topics. So we have topic for immigrant and citizenship. So they discuss about the dual citizenship for Indonesian diaspora. And then for migrant workers, because Taiwan also, they have a lot of numbers in migrant workers. And culinary heritage and culture promotions. Also in education and human resource development, because I believe there are in numbers for example, the migrant workers, they have the opportunity to get their education. For example, they can go for bachelor degree, like we have open university for migrant workers here in Taiwan, and also in several places like Korea and Malaysia. They have open university. So the migrant workers, they have the opportunity to get their bachelor degree. And this is aerospace, livable cities, and government cooperation and good governance, science technology. Let's go for, okay. I have numbers now. Can you guess what kind of numbers? Okay, first 250 million. What's numbers? Can you guess? It is, yeah, Indonesian population. Yeah, more or less, yeah, more or less. Roughly 250 millions. And then 8 millions. 8 millions. Can you guess? Yeah, living abroad. Yeah, diaspora. Total number of diaspora is estimated 8 millions. Yeah. And 250. Yeah, more or less. But this is for only for migrant workers. More or less 250. 30,000. No, today is 3,000. It's estimated for the Indonesian who married with Taiwanese. Yeah. Already. They've already in Taiwan. So maybe your neighbor is Indonesian. And you didn't know. Oh, you're Indonesian, okay. And also, this is the students. The students. It's 1 year ago. These numbers. 1,000? Can you guess? 1,000. It's estimated for businessmen, Indonesian businessmen. Estimated, maybe around 8 to 1,000. Half of them, they have Indonesian restaurant here in Taiwan. So you can go and look, oh, maybe this is Indonesian restaurant. And 120. Smaller and smaller, okay? 120, can you guess? 120. So this is the total number estimated for Indonesian communities. So here's the thing. Indonesian, when they go abroad or anywhere, or even when they still live in Indonesia, they tend to have like, if they meet with another Indonesian and they start to, okay, let's build this community. Oh, let's build this organization. So here in Taiwan, they have already 120, based on their ethnicity. So maybe people from Jakarta. Oh yeah, let's make Jakarta Association. Oh, and for Sumatra, let's go for Sumatra. Students Sumatra. We have from Sumatra Association, and also for religious community. And there's a huge number, okay. So as mentioned before by I believe Mufid has mentioned this. So businessmen, students, migrant workers are inside that number here in Taiwan, okay. So I can say that this is the major forces that enhancing, that enforce the dynamic between Indonesian. Okay. And they keep coming. They keep coming. The businessmen, the students, the migrant workers, especially if for the rules become easier and easier, and let's go to Taiwan because they have high salary or high opportunity, or for students, scholarship, and many Indonesians come to Taiwan. I've seen from like migrant workers for 2012 it's only 197,000. Now it's 250,000. It's more. It's growing. And all these people build institutions. Like I said, more or less 120 community here in Taiwan. If you go to Taipei Main Station, you can see some of them might meet and make some their event. So they're enforcing exchange between Indonesia and Taiwan. So okay. So this is the main reason. So business opportunity, and then small amount of capital to run business here in Taiwan, high rate of unemployment in Indonesia, so they go to Taiwan. High salary, scholarship for students, Mandarin and Taiwanese culture and ethnic, and they can learn language also. It's attract them, and also international environment, so they can meet another foreigners. I will pass my presentation. So here's the thing. So they can make exchange, either by economically or socio-cultural exchange, either an official, semi-official, or official, G2G, government to government. But the problem is, like I think Mufid also show you this. So to make the exchange, we need something. So to spread the idea, to spread the knowledge, we need something. So we need the institution, actually. So we can enforce the people-to-people interaction more and more. So in IDN Taiwan, Indonesia Diaspora Network in Taiwan, we believe that we may have a big role to play in the future to join, to link Indonesia and Taiwan, to spread the idea, to spread the knowledge. So this is just a photo. This is the first our members for 2013. Our first chairman, and I think he's also in audience. And this after the second meeting in early 2016, and then I was elected as the new chairman. And also we have our members, our diaspora, they have performed in front of parliament, Taiwanese parliament, the government. And also one of them teaching angklung, musical instrument, Indonesian musical instrument in school. So we have the Indonesia Diaspora Business Conference I think next October. We will inform you in our Facebook fans page. So if you have interest in Indonesia, you can go and join us in Indonesia Diaspora Business Conference, because we also want to invite all foreigners to come. And we still have several projects to promote Indonesia, and also capacity building projects regarding our students and our migrant workers. And we are still open for collaboration. And I think with this event, this is a good start. This is a good trigger for next development. So you can go to our Facebook page and website for more information about Indonesia diaspora. So my last slide, okay? I want to talk about life. So life is about connecting. Connecting is about taking on other points of view. Our world is shared experience, fractured by individual perspectives. Imagine if you can't feel understood each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Iman. Maybe I have to connect with IDN. IDN. Okay. Okay, here comes another story for several years ago. And actually, when I was in NUST, and one of my roommates is from Indonesia, and she's a Muslim. And she always pray in our room. And actually, we have different religion, but we did have a good relationship. And do you think this ceremony is good? This is what she helped me to pick up from different types. Thank you, Irma. Thank you for the camera. Thank you. Okay, here comes a third speech. And here comes our third speaker, and he will introduce Islam and Halal to us. And his topic is Islamic Community in Taiwan and Halal Industry Prospects. And well, let's welcome Hazi.
Check, check. Assalamualaikum. Star Wars fans boys, raise your hand. All right. So I need to be clear here. So I'm neither Jedi or Darth Vader. This clothes is basically what we Muslims usually wear during our prayer, despite of the nationality. You can find it anywhere actually, and likely would be very often to see in the Middle East. All right. Okay. At first, I would like to introduce myself. Wait. All right. This is me 3 years ago. So it's a bit different. In my cartoon 3 years ago. My name is Hatzik, or we can simplify this just Hazi. It's very easy, right? Check, check. And then I will. Actually, I'm doing PhD now in Taikata in NTUST for computer science. This is some a bit of profile that I was depicted in a UDN. If you have some interest to collaborate with me during about this research, please contact me after the session. All right. So this is my academic, and then now the social background. I have several experience with my association, NTUST International Muslim Student Association, 国际穆斯林学生协会，在台科大那边。This is one of our activity. We went to some elementary school, introduced them about our culture, give them experience to wear hijab. These little kids, and then some other outfits for the boys also. And we also teach them how to write Arabic letters, calligraphy. Yes. And I would be honored if you want, I can help you to write down your name, Chinese name in Arabic after the session. Just find me there. Right. So that's a bit of background about me, myself. And now we are moving to our topic. It's a bit hard because maybe there are two terms in here a bit unfamiliar for you. The first is Islam. The second one is halal. Let's go first with those two difficult terms. Starting with Islam. I remember 5 years ago when I came at the first time to Taiwan, it's like many of my friends do not know about Islam. And I don't know whether I need to thank to ISIS or not. So, but because ISIS, now Islam getting popular. And many people, now even this year, I start to realize that our media in Taiwan, they even cover Ramadan. So they start to try to understand Islamic culture. And it's a really great thing for us, so we can do some culture exchange in here. All right. So this term, Islam, is actually coming from Arabic language. It means peace or submission, full submission. This is Arabic language. Again, this is Arabic language. And this is just how to say that? 吃饭？不是，发音译，这是 direct translation. Maybe you are more familiar with the 回教, right? Yes. But that term is actually more popular because the term used in mainland China, there's an ethnic there. But basically, worldwide, this is the term that we use, right? And Islam is the religion, Muslim is the people. 回教徒, okay? So, Muslim means peaceful person or the one that submits to the will of God, right? So this is the basic term. Okay, bear with me. There's several other philosophical terms. So basically, I would like to say, this is not only about how to worship God. Islam is actually teach us how to interact with each other, how to eat, sleep, and even go to toilet. We have the manual for that. And also how to manage family, how to run business. So it's a way of life. It's a way of life. So it teaches us how to we connect with our God and with our society. Transcendental and horizontal. We have both of them. And a bit about life. As brother Iman told a bit thing about the life. I just want to talk a bit about here. Life for postmodern society, they would think that start, grow, and end all is in this world. Birth, having a career, study, getting married, etc., and then at the end, pass away. So it's all, everything is in here. So that's mostly postmodern society would think. But any dream theater fans in here? Dream theater? Dream theater? Oh, I'm too old then. All right. So there is one song that's really, I find is very inspiring. Okay. Let's see. Can we have that? All right. Is it possible to make it louder? I don't know, maybe there's some problem with the voice. I just forget it. That's okay. We can skip. So basically this, I found that this song is called Spirit Carries On. Is really inspiring for me. And it's related to with our conception about life. So in our teaching, in our religion, we believe that everything starts from the spiritual world. Something beyond, even before our life inside our mother's womb. So we live before already. And then this life is just one small part among those big things. And we believe that this life is just a test, merely a test. And there are some reference, there is some manual that we need to follow. If we pass this test, and then we can get some trophy in the eternity. But it's not, then it's going to be punishment. So that's the idea. That somehow maybe, I believe that in the Chinese tradition before, the Chinese ancestors also have some similar things. And we saw that this thing is a bit now, maybe it's not getting so much popular. All right. So we have a Quran and Hadith as our manual. And it's going to be related to our discourse about halal. So basically, these two references that will determine whether Muslim will think that everything is halal or not halal. So the reference is in these two things. This is the only one scriptures that's the same all over the world. It's not going to be different. And then that one is the kind of a scientific narration from our prophet. All right. Continue. Finish philosophical part. Let's go to the more business thingy. But before, let me resume it. Basically, Islam, as I said, is a way of life, not just about religion, not about just worshiping God. So it has a clear rulings that teach us what is good, what is bad, what is permissible, what is forbidden. And this term is coming. Halal and haram. So basically, halal is something that is allowed for Muslims to do or to have or to consume. And if it's not allowed, then we call it haram. But halal, this one is more popular than haram in a non-Muslim society. All right. This is the Arabic letters for halal. And in Chinese, we call it qingzhen. Qingzhen. That's why our temple, our mosque, is called Qingzhen Si. It's mean the halal si. All right. It's really interesting. Okay, so about halal, basically it means beautiful, 美好, good, or permissible, 合法, or legal. It's basically all about these things. And then, everything, actually, if I say halal, maybe what is in your mind is going to be food. Right, isn't it? Yeah, that's correct, because this is the most thing that usually we discuss about when we talk about halal. And it's a very huge business inside foods, yes, indeed. And then, if we talk about food, which means that halal is hygiene, safe and healthy. So this term is not just for us, it's actually also benefit others. So it means if we have a halal food, it doesn't mean that it's just for Muslim, but it means that this food is safe, is hygiene and healthy. Yeah, so that's the original meaning. Okay, I have to make it quick. In a global trend, there are many things that usually we cover about this business, about raw materials, additives, medicine, healthcare, and this one, logistic, it's nothing to do, somehow it's a bit indirect, have some indirect relationship with the foods, tourism, logistics, shipping, and finance, even finance. So we have the term for that. Halal materials. These materials is somehow so-so. So we need to make sure, for Muslims, we usually need to make sure that these materials have to go through some several process to make it halal. And usually, this thing is going to be the opportunity for the businessman to make sure about the halal food, the halal materials. Halal cosmetics. All right. So there is some problem about the cosmetics industry if we would like to make it halal. In Taiwan especially, because there's just a small quantity, usually cosmetic is just it's not much, just like food. But there are many OEM that works together on that product. And so it's hard to get the ingredients document. And sometimes the partnership is hard to get from those the companies. And it's also difficult to track the materials. But somehow there is some opportunity among this domain. So we may apply vegetative-based solvent or just apply traditional Chinese medicine or herbs in the cosmetics. Then it's going to be halal, simple. And I think there's still few of Taiwan companies doing this. And this is a huge opportunity if you would like to go deep into the halal industry about the cosmetics. The next is halal tourism. There are 8 things that maybe we can put 7 things that we need to put more concern. Many Muslims usually they are kind of hesitate. They are afraid that if they came to Taiwan, they're not gonna be think that Taiwan is gonna be not really friendly about Muslims because everything is here is pork, and then it's hard to find a prayer room, etc. And they somehow until this year they prefer to go to Korea or Japan because they are advanced in here in this. And as I know, Korean and Japan right now is working really hard for the halal tourism. And but somehow I think it's a good news. I know that our Taipei government is now starting from this year puts extra concern about the halal, and I believe that Taiwan in the future is going to be more friendly, and there would be more tourists, Muslim tourists coming to this country. Right, and then the next. The logistic, and this is the most interesting part because after this I will tell you something about the map, the Silk Road that you usually know during the trade, that road, and then there's some road in the Pacific and the ocean under. Gonna be something related to the here. So the logistic is a very interesting. Sorry. It's gonna be very interesting because we can reach that possibility to have a halal chain supermarket just in Taiwan. And I will tell you the interesting part, how will it make sense. All right. So before I go to the map, I will talk a bit about our community in Taiwan. If we talk about the people, it's insignificant. Only 0.25%, and somehow it's hidden. It is written 50,000 is in here, but so far maybe just it's mysterious. They are Muslim, but it's hard to tell in Taiwan. But somehow this is the generation that brought by Chiang Kai-shek during the second wave of the Muslim immigrants during 1942 or 45 during the World War. So, right. And if we add sum up with the foreigners, doesn't help much. Doesn't help much. It's just maybe 1 point something %. It's a very small amount of percentage of market if we only do the halal business in Taiwan. So we need to think worldwide. We need to think the worldwide. If your business is just a local business, maybe you gonna get nothing. But if your business is you have a vision for international worldwide business, then yes, you are in the correct decision. Because in the worldwide, we have almost 25% population in this world. Simply said, if we have 4 people, it means one of them are Muslims. It's a huge number. And the good news is most of them are in the Asia Pacific, Indonesian, Indian, and Pakistan. And we have those friends from Pakistani, Indian, and Indonesian in Taiwan. So it's a good opportunity. It's a great opportunity for Taiwan friends to have a connection with them and develop some good business in halal. The trade value is huge also. If we compare with the whole market about the food all around the world, is about 2.77 trillions, which means about the market of halal foods is around 32.5% in this world, 32.5%. And this is the world distribution map. As I said, Pakistan, India, and Indonesia is the top. So this is the market. It's in here. It's close to Taiwan. Everything is here. Huge opportunity. Really huge opportunity. Right. And this is the needs that Taiwan can have. Regarding with the trade route, we have 2 trade routes, main trade route. The Silk Route on the land, and this one is for the ocean. If we manipulate a bit about the Silk Road, in here it's like Taiwan doesn't take any role, but we can make it. It's possible. There's something hidden link in here, which is something that came from Pacific. There's nothing. But if the things that come from Pacific can go through Taiwan, then Taiwan can have a very important role in this trade route. This is my rough draft. I mean, you see in here, the South Pacific in here. And also something that came from Beijing can go through the Taiwan and then pass by Jakarta over here and then go to the other continent. So there is a chance for Taiwan to be the Northeast Asia Logistics Center, which is now is not yet. And then the second one is for the operational. It's very possible. It's a good strategy actually. Yeah. So that's basically the things that we need to remember, especially for Taiwan's friends. We have a strategic location in Taiwan, and I believe that industries in Taiwan is various and then mature and complete. So you are ready for this. You are ready for this. And it's actually fit, this industry, halal industry is fit for small and medium-sized enterprise. So all of you can have a chance for this. The youth leaders in the audience. Right. And I believe that here, Taiwan is very popular, very famous with the safe, hygiene, and the user-customized characteristics. And it's going to be good for the halal business. And the cosmetics and healthcare, which is somehow there is not so much players in here. You can go deeper into this area. And then life skill, important. Life skill, because you are going to make some relationship with other countries. And understanding their culture would be one of the factors that we need to cover. All right, so that's all. And this is our contribution. Our association is working something that we also try to benefit the society, we would like to make some that we call halal.tw. Yeah, it's already online, but we are still underdeveloped. We underdeveloped the system, and we may offer in the future. There's a all-in-one halal directory that will connect all the enterprises in the future, but we will start from the small things, which is the foods, back to the foods. And then, so in our system, we will cover the halal restaurant, halal tourism, halal product. So we can even track. It's unknown. It's hard to tell now in a 7-Eleven whether this product is halal or not, especially if we do not understand Chinese. And this is our system. We will at least provide dual language, Chinese and English. But so far we are already set the third language, which is Bahasa, and maybe in the future Urdu or other languages. But so far our developers only understand these 3 languages. So this is already gonna be start. Yeah, and then halal relationship. This is interesting. So we can find a spouse, etc. And finance, yeah, and many things to cover. Because actually halal is not about food, as I said. So that's it. That's our contribution, and we hope that we can join together in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazi. Okay, until now we know there's a lot of interaction between Indonesia and Taiwan. And our fourth speech, oh, here comes Dr. Tsai, and he's a professor of Danjiang University. And his topic is for bilateral relations, migration, interaction, and contrast setting between Indonesia and Taiwan. And let's welcome Mr. Tsai.
Terima kasih. Okay, I think it's the last talk, but not by a young leader in age. But I would like to say I'm also young in mind. And you would not believe that I learned Bahasa Indonesia 6 tahun saja. Sekarang saya bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. Ya. Untuk orang Muslim, wassalamualaikum, selamat apa? Ya, selamat malam, selamat puasa. Okay, ya, selamat puasa. Okay, I would like to yeah, when we are waiting for the slides, I would like to just give you a little bit information about myself. Actually, my job at the Tamkang University is a second sprint of my professional life. I work at the Academia Sinica almost more than 25 years, and I get retired and then joined the faculty of Tamkang to teach, to continue my interest in socio-economic development, especially in Southeast Asia. And recently, I particularly put my attention on Indonesia. And as I said, I just learned Bahasa Indonesia 6 years ago. But I met the strong determination, and I can make it. And I think our Indonesian friend, Dusa Pusa, can witness that I can communicate pakai Bahasa Indonesia via email. Okay, let's start, get on. And this is the map of Indonesia, and you are familiar, but I'm not going to repeat. But I would like you to look at the 2 places I marked with red. I'm sorry, that type in another. Pontianak in Kalimantan Barat, and then Banda Aceh in Aceh, province Aceh. Okay, next. Why I put this one is that I would like to bercerita saya bukan memberitakan. Okay, so I would like to tell my experience in knowing about Indonesia through my research, through my contact with orang Indonesia, and through my participation in the society. But actually, I started my first visit to Indonesia in the early 1980s, and that time I decided not to learn Bahasa Indonesia at all. You can imagine, in Kalimantan, especially in Kabupaten Sintang, and I was involved in this transmigrasi project, and I think all the Indonesians know that very well. And I worked for the World Bank and the PU of Indonesia for this project. So long time ago, I did not get really interested in Indonesia at all. But my latest interest was just 2 months ago. I went to Aceh for the first time, to Banda Aceh, and then to Bulding, and I visited Universitas Al-Muslim. So I knew many of Indonesian friends outside Aceh, never been to Aceh. So I feel very good, and I was very happy that I attended a meeting on this collaboration between Andaman Nicobar Islands development and Pulau Wei Sabang Aceh. And that is something we never heard about, that the collaboration going on between Indonesia and India. Okay. And then I also observed the social, cultural, and economic development in Aceh, which is a province special, right? And special, and it's very interesting. I would not spend too much time on that, but let's move on to the next. Yeah, so Indonesia, I think you have already known a lot. It's a great country, right? It's negara besar. Everything is besar, right? So big population, and I would like to stress the strategic location and the largest area in Southeast Asia, and an acknowledged leader of ASEAN, one of the 5 founding members. And most recently important is a key ASEAN member in G20, and then is in the Asia Pacific region is a significant player. It's an important so-called middle power in this country, and particularly important to let us know, especially Taiwanese, is the complexity of ethnicity in Indonesia, with so many different groups, and but it's a secular society. It's not a Muslim country, and that's, I think, we should know. Next, please. And this is information about how great is Indonesia. And I don't want to read all this number, but I would like to just draw your attention. In terms of population, 41%, Indonesia accounted for 41% of the whole Southeast Asia. And then in terms of GDP, the scale of the economy accounting 39.6% of the total in the region. So you can know how significant, how big is Indonesia. But at the same time, you can see the percentage in GDP is much smaller. It's smaller than percentage in population. So that means still some homework for Indonesia to do. And we would like to talk about the opportunity we can see from there. Thank you. Next, please. So I think we have just learned that it's a big economy, and predicted going to be the 7th largest in 2030. And we have just heard. But here I would like to mention the period after the, from the year 2000, especially in the period of SBY from 2004 to 2013. That's the performance, the economic performance of the country. And then I think we also heard from the first presentation But I would like to mention here is the poverty rate, which is more related to the people. That's a significant reduction. But later on, we would show you that actually another side is the growth of the country. So that's actually create some problems. And then finally, I would like to point out that in the 2008-9 period, when the financial tsunami, actually Indonesia is the least affected country. And that means important is domestic demand is very big and very strong. Okay, next. Okay, so get into that period, and we would like to particularly mention that after SBA is now the President Jokowi, there's a global maritime access policy and how that's related to Taiwan's opportunity. And then we know these two great presidents after the year 2000, but particularly during this Jokowi's maritime policy, it's important to mention that would like to enhance inter-island connectivity and upgrade port infrastructure. So that is the point, and then would like to protect the nature and the human maritime resources, and that's has some implications for Taiwan. Okay. So for this policy, as I think most all the Indonesians know the details of the policy, but I think for non-Indonesians, I would like to mention that it's a special, this country create this coordinating ministry for maritime affairs, and there are so many others. And then the effort in terms of budget for this policy and in terms of attracting FDI from other countries from abroad. So that's a lot of effort here to related to this policy. So what are the implications for Taiwan and for the country in general and for the business particular? It means more opportunities in investment and cooperation. Second, Taiwan has rich experiences and good skills in the areas of maritime industries. And then so it's a good chance to cultivate what we mentioned, the P2P or B2B relations, and then use this P2P and the B2B to foster the G2G relations between the two countries which have no diplomatic relations. And this development would be of interest of both sides. I would like to mention is that collaboration or effort together must be of interest to the counterpart, the parties involved. Okay, next. This is the performance we just mentioned. Next. This is the one I would like to emphasize here. We see the rapid drop in terms of poverty, but at the same time, this is a Gini line. So Gini line did not go together at parallel to the poverty reduction. So means Indonesian income level is coming up, but actually the distribution is not improving, is for some part is even getting worse. So that is the challenges. That's the difficulties for Indonesia. It's challenges, problems, and challenges. So we look at this problem. What are the problems? Actually, for a country to pursue development, why we would like to have development, we would like to have prosperity, right? We would like to be economically better off. But as important is the distribution, how we are going to distribute the fruit or the result of development. So if we make a lot of effort to create prosperity, but we do not keep the results of development to be equally shared by the population, actually that's, you would end up with another problems. Or you may even, because of that, you hamper your further development. So, of course, the development idea is growth with equity. What is growth with equity? Means you have labor productivity growth improve. At the same time, your living standards of all improve. That makes sense for you to have development. So we would see next. So in Indonesia, why we have still have this distribution problems? Because you have infrastructure gap, both in terms of physical infrastructure and institutional. Physical means your construction, your facilities. Institutional is especially important because that is your regulation, your laws, your administrative, how to handle, to make it important. And then skill is education and training. So if you don't do well, then the country will get into the so-called middle income trap. It means Indonesia now you take off, but later on you are going to have problems to continue to go on. And that means you would, in order to avoid the middle income trap, you would do this. You would look for resources from external countries, ODA or FDI, or sending migration out to get foreign money, foreign capital. And internally, you need to have structural reform. So this what I mean, the opportunities for Taiwan to be involved in both this and this. Okay, so next, we'll try to finish it in 2 slides. So this is a relationship between Taiwan and Indonesia, and we all know no diplomatic relation. But Indonesia is in this condition, emerging economic powerhouse. Taiwan is an existing political entity, and they are needing capital and skill, knowledges to develop their countries. And we have the experiences and the ability, but they have the problem. We have the ignorance about this country. So we need to have more human interactions through all the Indonesians in Taiwan. So that would be the point I would like to make, and that is the way we can take the opportunity of this. Okay, so these are the few items I list out. Taiwan can make a contribution or to be involved in Indonesian further development. And just finally give you next. Yeah, so we have the new government, we have the new Go South policy, and actually the area is Southeast Asia and India, and the President Tsai already mentioned about how to match with the maritime development in Indonesia, and I believe that is important opportunity for Taiwan, and the Deputy Coordinating Minister of the Maritime Affairs in Indonesia had already responded very positively to the Taiwan view of this comments. Okay, so my presentation here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tsai. And I know every of you is now working for working now. So now it's time for the end. And I like to let you know there's some snacks there. It's Indonesian snacks, and it's provided by Saturday house. Please enjoy it after it. And the second one, there are a lot of booths, 4 booths here. And please go visit them. And Hazi will provide you your Arabic name. Please go find Hazi. And the second one, and the final one, have a good summer time. And please go GGC. Go to the fan page of GGC. And have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone coming today, and don't forget to search GGC for you, and we have a video on the fan page, and you also can follow our system to submit your CV and to join our system, and after maybe you can have an internship, okay? And there have a drink and some dessert, everyone can enjoy, and I hope everyone can know the 1 or 2 new friends. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. You have any question, come to ask me.